There are plenty of look scales out there. Everyone rates differently. For example, I saw some YouTuber really considered Adriana Lima as an 8, and whereas they resembled some random women as 10 out of 10, who is maybe a 6 out of 10. Like this guy named Hasvi 2.0, who has mentioned Dua Lipa as the most beautiful women in history, and Dua Lipa has the highest harmony score as ever, but it's actually a huge cope. Because someone who can actually measure a face can detect she has 70% harmony or even less. But I believe no one can be a 10 out of 10, because human faces can never be mathematically perfect and perfectly symmetrical. There are some other scales that range out of 10, and some, like wheat waffles, stop at 8. PSL God Mindset rated Vasily Stepanov and Alain Delon as 9.9 out of 10, which is fine. Also, he rated Ray Cambra and Brooke Shields as 9.9 out of 10. faceiq rated Adriana Lima and Dutzenkreuz as 9+. And here we can see there are hundreds of people who disagree with the creator. These people even call some high-tier normies as 9s or 10s. They often comment about their subjective choice, so you guys can give me your opinion about it. If you want your accurate face rating with personalized looksmaxxing advice, join my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. And you will also get some exclusive contents there. My both channels don't get anything in return for these videos, so if I don't get anything in return of all of these hard works, then I might have to delete both of my channels. So if you don't want me to delete this channel, visit my Patreon. So let's get this video started. Let's take a look at the document. We will start from the lowest rating and work our way to the highest one. I apologize about the low quality of the picture, but I will read it out to you guys and rewrite the text in higher quality, so it's all fine. Let's start with 0. A 0 means there are no redeeming aesthetical qualities and that no human being is an actual 0. That's 0.5. These men are considered ugly. They are the 1 out of 50,000s. These men have no appeal whatsoever. Every facial feature will be extremely unappealing and unattractive. These men are considered ugly by all of the population. Next, we have 1s, which are the bottom 0.5%, or 1 out of 2,000s, and the 1.5s, who are the bottom 0.3%, or 1 out of 3,000s. Every facial feature in these guys will be considered unattractive and unappealing. These men are also considered ugly by all of the population. Next, we have 2s, which are the bottom 0.34%, or 1 out of 750, and the 2.5s, who are the bottom 0.62%, or 1 out of 160. Every facial feature will be below average and unattractive. These men are also considered ugly by almost all of the population. Their potential flaws are extreme asymmetry and little facial harmony. Then we have 3s, which are the bottom 2.5%, or 1 out of 40, and the 3.5s, who are the bottom 6.66%, or 1 out of 15. These men are considered unattractive by the majority of people. Many facial flaws will be noticeable. Overall, these men lack an appeal in their faces, but are not repulsive. Then we have 4s, which are the bottom 15%, or 1 out of 6, and the 4.5s, who are the bottom 30%, or 1 out of 3. A decent amount of men fall into this range, and they will not be considered attractive, but also not ugly. Possible flaws are noticeable: a large nose, weak chin, thin eyebrows, receding hairline, and a lack of harmony. These men may possess niche or unconventional faces or styles. Then we have the 5s, or the 50%. The majority of men fall into this range. Nothing positive stands out, but they are not considered ugly by the majority of people. Some flaws might be noticeable. For example, recessed maxilla, narrow palate, asymmetry, excess upper eyelid exposure, excess buccal fat, bad hairline, recessed jaw, and imperfect skin. Next, we have the 5.5s, who are the top 30% or 1 out of 3 men. These men will be above average and somewhat good-looking, with some positive facial features and some negative ones. Hair and skin will be healthy. The face will be somewhat attractive to some people, but only slightly above average to others. Overall, the face will be fairly harmonious, and these men will be better looking than the average. Then, we have the 6, who are the top 15% or 1 out of 6, and the 6.5s, who are the top 6.66% or 1 out of 15. These men will be good-looking, with mostly positive facial features and some negative ones. Hair and skin will be healthy. They will have one feature that stands out: great eye shape, defined jaw, or good facial symmetry. The face will be attractive to a majority of people, but may be polarizing to some. Overall, the face will be harmonious, and these men will be considered better looking than average. For example, Ryan Gosling or Gal Gadot would be in this range. But many people think they are so good looking just because they like them. And when I rated them in this range, people get offended. But I repeat, a 6 out of 10 doesn't mean it's ugly or even average. Then we have the 7s, who are the top 2.5% or 1 out of 40, and the 7.5s, who are the top 0.62% or 1 out of 100. These are somewhat uncommon and are the most good-looking men seen on a day-to-day basis. These men stand out from the crowd and may be able to model or succeed as Instagram influencers. The majority of facial features will be considered masculine and attractive, but they may possess a few flaws: crooked nose, slight asymmetry, long mid-face, and so on. These guys would be considered the most attractive in school, university, workplaces, etc. The overall face is attractive with good harmony. For example, famous supermodel Gigi Hadid or Christian Bale would be in this range. Some people still get offended here, saying they are much better than the 7 range, but it's just your subjective choice. Then we have the 8s, who are the top 9.1.5% or 1 out of 750, and the 8.5s, who are the top 9.3% out of 1 out of 3,000. These men have very high facial aesthetics. The face consists of masculine and attractive features: square jaw, hunter eyes, higher cheekbones, and large and defined chins. Overall, they will have strong and harmonious traits. The face might not be perfect, including 1 or 2 less attractive or feminine features, but they are negligible. Models and actors can be found in this category, like Zayn Malik, Paul Walker, Miranda Kerr, or Natalie Portman. Finally, we have the 9s, who are the top 0.5%, or 1 out of 200, 0, 0, and the 9.5s, who are the top 0.2%, or 1 out of 500, 0, 0. These are the most attractive men of all time. These men have very good bone structure, projected and square jaws, high cheekbones, excellent facial harmony and symmetry, strong brow protrusions, hunter eyes, strong eyebrows, and flawless skin. The face will be almost perfectly harmonious, with most features being masculine and cohesive. Supermodels and some actors may be found in this category. These are the so-called PSL gods, or PSL goddesses. The True Rate Me guide does not believe that a 10 exists, just like me. Now, the biggest problem I have with this guide is the pictures used. We have guys that should be 5s, rated as 4s, and guys that should be decent 7s, rated as 6s. There are even guys rated as 5.5s who should be low 7s. I have no idea who put up this list. It goes well into the details of percentages and numbers, but not much into what makes someone average, or the deeper differences between a 7 and an 8. Overall, it's a decent list with horrible image selection. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A like and subscribe will be highly appreciated. And as usual, catch you guys in the next one.